The Vivo T5 Pro has just been teased for India and we've actually got early access to the phone before launch. It's coming as the successor to the T4 Pro, which was quite popular, but the big talking point this time is clear: a massive 9020 mAh battery. So if you're into big batteries, performance and everything else this phone brings to the table, make sure to hit like and subscribe because we are diving into all of it. Now, the Vivo T5 Pro keeps things fairly clean and minimal in terms of design. On the back, you get a vertically stacked dual camera setup placed inside a pill-shaped module. The two lenses are large and sit one above the other, and right next to it there is a separate LED flash. There's no visible aura ring light here, and the camera module design is more simplified compared to what we expected earlier. The module also slightly protrudes from the back panel, but the overall layout is pretty straightforward without any extra elements around it. The unit here is in a light blue finish, which looks more like a soft gradient rather than a flashy color shift. The Vivo branding sits vertically towards the bottom, keeping the rest of the back panel uncluttered. The back has a matte finish and a layered gradient with a pattern running through it, and the way it reflects light changes depending on the angle. The overall design language is quite similar to what we have recently seen on the Vivo V70 FE. The phone uses a plastic composite back with plastic sides, the frame has soft curves and rounded corners, and the weight doesn't feel overly heavy in the hand. The device is also slim despite housing that XL-sized battery. The power button and volume controls are positioned on the right side, while the other side of the frame is left clean. At the bottom, there's a speaker grill, a USB Type-C port, and the SIM tray. On the front, you get a punch hole cutout for the selfie camera and slim bezels as usual. But this time it appears to be a flat display instead of the quad curve panel we saw on the T4 Pro. Under the hood, the Vivo T5 Pro is powered by the Snapdragon 7s Gen 4 chipset, replacing the Snapdragon 7 Gen 4 seen on its predecessor. This points to a modest shift in performance, with a focus on better efficiency and more stable performance under sustained loads. We've already seen this chipset in action on devices like the Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus and the Nothing Phone 4a. So it's a fairly established platform at this point. It features one 2.7 GHz Cortex A720 Prime core, 3 Cortex A720 performance cores clocked up to 2.4 GHz, and 4 Cortex A520 efficiency cores running up to 1.8 GHz. On the graphics side, you get the Adreno 810 GPU. When it comes to gaming, the T5 Pro supports 120 FPS gameplay in select titles. We tested this on COD Mobile and BGMI, and both titles were able to hit high frame rates with gameplay averaging around 118 FPS during our sessions. Now let's get to the main headline here, which is the battery. At 9020 mAh, this is clearly one of the biggest batteries you'll find on a mainstream phone right now. It even edges past the OnePlus Nord 6 and the Poco X8 Pro Max, both of which pack 9000 mAh units. The difference isn't huge on paper, but it still technically comes out ahead. It's not the absolute largest though. That title goes to the Realme P4 Power with its 10001 mAh battery. But compared to what's becoming the new big battery normal of around 7000 mAh, the T5 Pro definitely sits in a very different category. In terms of usage, if this capacity translates well in real-world conditions, you are potentially looking at close to 2.5 days on moderate usage. Now, the exact battery tech hasn't been specified, but considering the phone manages to stay relatively slim despite packing such a large cell, it's likely using a silicon carbon battery. Charging speeds are also fairly quick for a battery of this size. You get 90-watt fast charging, and in our testing, the phone goes from 0 to 100% in about 65 minutes. There's also bypass charging, which can help during gaming sessions by powering the phone directly without stressing the battery as much. And on top of that, the phone supports reverse charging, so you can use it to top up other devices like earbuds or even another phone if needed. Coming to the display and cameras, and here's the thing. Due to strict embargo rules, I can't really confirm or reveal those details just yet. But we are working on a full review though, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. Now, pricing is still under wraps, but based on what we are hearing, it should land somewhere between 30 to 35,000 rupees. That's higher than the T4 Pro starting price of 27,999. But given the current situation with rising component costs across the smartphone industry, that kind of increase isn't entirely unexpected. If that pricing holds, the T5 Pro will go directly up against the Nothing Phone 4a, and that sets up a pretty interesting comparison, especially since both run on the same chipset. Let me know in the comments if you want to see that comparison, and what do you think about the T5 Pro so far. I'll see you in the next one, and thanks for watching.